Giron. I am the CEO and co-founder of Money Masters. I am originally from Guatemala, and what brought me to Money Masters was noticing that we spend our lives working for money, but for some reason we never learn anything about it. And for those who do want to learn about money, they don't know where to start, they might find it scary, they might find it daunting. So the idea behind Money Masters was to create a friendly, easy, and fun way to learn about finance. In that way, everyone can have access to financial education.
Hello, my name is Elmira Gazizova and I'm working as a digital marketing manager at Money Masters. I've been always passionate about social media and digital marketing in general and entrepreneurship. And when I got a chance to meet Money Masters team, the first idea was I really want to work with these guys. The application that helps everyone to learn how to manage your money, how to make your money grow, what can be better. As a customer, I was looking for the similar solution the whole my life, bite-sized, fun, interactive learning of such complex topic as finance.
Hi, my name is Noah Busker and I work in content development here at Money Masters. Prior to working for Money Masters, I worked in mission-driven organizations with people that cared about helping the communities around them. When I came to Money Masters, none of that changed. When I first met the people here at Money Masters, they were all about the single mission of financial education for everyone. When the opportunity came, there was no doubt that I had to be part of this team. It's fantastic, and every day is a challenge. One of the best working environments I've ever been a part of.
Hi everyone, my name is Raisa and I'm the marketing project manager here at Money Masters, where I plan and create content for you to watch, alongside with coming up with different strategies with the marketing team, and I'm currently doing my master's in online business marketing. Here is a little story about myself. I started my journey in education and business IT, where I taught ICT for almost 5 years before moving to Switzerland. I believe education for all is important, and after joining Money Masters, finance education should be talked about more.
Hello, my name is David Pelletrone, and I'm a project manager here at Money Masters, where I work in the marketing and sales department. And what brought me out to Switzerland was I was getting a master's in finance in Geneva, and I came upon Money Masters when I was looking for jobs, and I really was searching for something that would help me with my goal of making the world a better place. I always knew that there was a financial literacy problem within the world. However, I didn't really know how to conquer this topic. And then when I stumbled upon this company that shared one of the visions that I'm truly passionate about, I never looked back.
Hi, I'm Linda. I'm currently working with Money Masters and I'm finishing my master's degree in finance this year. I've actually chosen this degree because in bachelor, I really liked how to analyze the companies. Like, let's analyze their performance, their path to success, how they're composed, how they're created. Long story short, I really liked corporate finance. But once I started the degree, I just realized that finance is not about companies that you only watch in TVs or read in journals about, but it's also about you and me.
My name is Roy. I'm the CTO at Money Masters. I've always worked in IT and predominantly databases. Databases tend to lend itself to working in finance and telcos, and I've spent the last 10 or 12 years working in wealth management in Geneva, where I met David, who's our CEO, and I was impressed by his vision for a world where people know more about personal finance.
Hi, Ekta Sikter here with Money Masters. I'm the product owner, which means I design the content for you to enjoy. So a little bit about myself. I grew up in Queens, New York, in a South Asian family, and the one thing I learned was how to save. As I grew up, I realized that many people didn't learn about savings, and I was floored by that idea. What I didn't learn was how to invest. And the only way I learned how to do that was through trial and error. And most times it was error over trial, sadly. And I was disappointed by the fact that we weren't able to learn this sort of concept in school, or that, just it didn't naturally occur to people unless you knew and were in the know.
Regardless of what you do in your life, if you're a doctor, a lawyer, carpenter, money plays a very important part in your life. And if you don't educate yourself, you put yourself at risk of making bad financial decisions. And as we all know, making bad financial decisions can really impact your career and your life. That's why you need to start educating yourself. That is the best way to protect yourself. And it is your responsibility to do so.
Lately, we've seen a lot of headlines with inflation, recession, interest rate, etc., etc. But most of us, we don't know what it means and how it's going to affect our lives. Actually, it increases our level of money anxiety. And why? It comes from uncertainty, lack of awareness, and lack of knowledge. That's why we have to educate ourselves.
So why is financial literacy important? Well, the world is, has, and always will be unpredictable. And there's a lot that we all have to navigate. But when we come and we understand our financial literacy, it gives us a little bit more stability in our lives. We have to pick our own challenges. But yet, when we choose to be a little more financially educated, it means that those challenges are a little less intimidating and they're easier to navigate. That's why financial literacy is important for every single one of us.
Some people did not learn about finance in school. Just like the sciences, financial literacy is as important because it is like a language everyone knows, but not everyone really understands it. It's important to have that kind of discussion and help people understand that financial literacy can help with things such as living below your means and not racking up debt, saving for retirement, paying off student debt, applying for a mortgage, and so on and so forth. Financial education equips people with the right knowledge and skills to manage money. Overall, it also can help with removing stress that can come with financial issues.
Financial literacy is really important because everywhere we go, we need money in order to function. When I was in college, a bunch of my friends were going on to be doctors, lawyers, or professional athletes. And when they achieved their dreams of finally getting these roles, they had a lot of money. But what ends up happening is they don't understand how money works because no one ever taught it to them. So what ended up happening is a lot of them ended up going into debt because they ended up living above their means. They just see that paycheck coming in every month with more zeros than they can imagine. But because no one ever taught them how to use money or the way that money works, they ended up making bad financial decisions. And I believe this really could end if we do teach the vast majority of the population about financial education.
When you will first start your degree in finance, like if you're a young lady who want to do that, who want to pursue this kind of degree, you might realize that in the classes you will follow, there will be more boys and girls, but you should not worry about that. I think that this is your mission. You are there to prove to yourself and to prove to the world that also young ladies can be notable finance people. If you want to learn more about finance, more about these basic concepts in a really interactive way, I invite you to join the Money Masters.
Financial literacy is important because it gives you a framework for making better decisions. The more you understand about how your finances work and how the financial world works, the better the choices are that you can make.
So why is financial literacy important? Well, kind of going back to what I said earlier, we live in a society where we're being sold things, we're marketing things, and we just trust what we see without really knowing. So it's really important for us to understand those basic fundamental concepts of finance so that when we are out buying a house, buying a car, spending money on a fancy dinner perhaps even, or going out with friends, we realize why we're doing it and if it makes sense in our environment to do so. And it's our obligation, right, to teach our children as well, to teach our future, to make sure that we're set for ourselves.
I always say there's no better time to do something than doing it today. If you postpone it, that might be the same mindset that will keep pushing it over time. That's why you need to take action today. Also, today there's more tools than ever before to learn about finance and money. And if you start today, even if it's just 10 minutes a day, it can set you for a much better financial future and help you avoid big financial mistakes.
I have a question for you. Do you want to take control of your money and start making better financial decisions? and stop being worried about how to have your ends met and how to collect enough money for your upcoming holiday or getting a new car or getting an apartment. Then it's better to start learning finance now.
So, why should people learn financial literacy right now? Well, time is money. You need time to learn, build, and grow within financial literacy. It takes time, like everything. No one gets in shape in one day. No one goes from single to married in a day. So why should your finances be any different? It takes time. Small steps today, but consistent steps commence the biggest victories.
After joining Money Masters, I realized that there was an alarming number of individuals who did not get to learn about basic financial education when they were in school. While around 36% are not financially literate, it is not too late to learn about finance. People should learn about finance now if they haven't done so already. According to the American Psychological Association report, Mental Health Crisis, 64% of adults stated that money is a major source of stress in their life. However, a proven way to combat stress and worry is by taking action. In this case, it's gaining the skills and knowledge to manage your spending, saving, and investing, all of which can help you achieve your financial goals. Finance is a part of our everyday life, whether it's where we eat, what we buy, traveling, going out with friends, or negotiating prices. Every day we're faced with financial decisions. It makes sense to learn about this earlier in our education.
I'm a firm believer in the fact there's no better time to start doing something than right now. There's always that person that wants to get back into shape, so they always say they're going to go to the gym tomorrow. Well, sometimes tomorrow isn't guaranteed and life will get in the way. So if you really want to take control of your finances, you need to start right now so that the world can become a place with one less financially illiterate person, because in the end, that doesn't only help yourself, it helps everyone.
Like, how can I manage my finances? How can I manage my debt? Can I handle it? Can I handle my credit card debt? Do I know how to create a proper budget? When I first, when I first was working as a student, I wondered why, they told me that I would get $20 per hour, and I actually got less. And then I started to discover, the gross and net income, the taxes that I actually pay, and why. And so all of these, I can say that there are basic finance concepts that everyone should know. And I was really happy to learn more about them when I was pursuing my degree, and also being surrounded by people who are passionate about finance, such as the people who work for Money Masters team.
The sooner you learn about finance, the sooner you can start making better decisions. One of the ideas that we learn about in finance is opportunity cost, and every day that goes by where you haven't learned about this is a day lost where you could be making better decisions.
Again, back to this idea of, with all these new investments coming out between cryptocurrencies, even, interesting alternative investments, or just to the fact that credit cards are, coming out of our windows here and there. People are asking us to buy this, to do that. The buy now, payday loans, things of that. There's so much out there. Just to be a little bit more aware these days, I think is so much more important, just to make sure that we're going into this idea of inclusion and equity and equality for everyone. So if we can all have this basis and this understanding, imagine how far it would take us. Thank you.